you that we have a special guest with us. In fact, we have two special guests with us already. We have with us Mr. Avinash Lavania, District Collector of Bhopal and also Chairman of Bhopal Smart City Limited. Welcome you, sir. We also have with us Mr. K.V. Chaudhary, IAS Commissioner of Bhopal Municipal Corporation. We welcome you as well. I request Mr. Avinash Lavania, IAS District Collector of Bhopal and Chairman of Bhopal Smart City Limited, to come on stage and give a special address on taking Bhopal towards alternative fuels for clean air. A huge round of applause for him, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I believe my Municipal Commissioner K.V. Chaudhary will have a tough time giving a speech because whatever we do together. So I believe whatever he has to say, I would have already spoken about in my speech. So it will be really difficult for him. But nonetheless, at the onset, let me congratulate APAC and ThinkGas for organizing this conference, which is so relevant that its relevance cannot be overemphasized in today's context. So my day started with reading the news, wherein in one of the major cities, one of our major cities, a lot of children, I would say a substantial percentage of infants and younger children are almost forced to nebulize themselves because of the quality of air in that particular city. So when we sit here in Bhopal, we get a little bit of sun, we get a better air quality. So that's an asset that we have. But at the same time, it becomes very important that we take all the preemptive measures and we ensure that we keep the city the way it is. So the title that I am supposed to speak on is Alternative Fuels for Cleaner Air. I would rather increase the scope little bit by talking about not only alternative fuels but alternative ways of life to ensure cleaner and better air. So when we specifically talk about alternative fuels, of course there are initiatives that our municipal corporation is already doing, which the Commissioner will discuss in greater detail. But just to give you an idea, we have gone ahead and procured 300 CNG buses. Under the Govardhan Yojana, we are already working on establishing a plant that would convert our waste into CNG, which would then be used for the buses and for the other vehicles in the city. There's a continuous emphasis that has been going on for the EVs, the electric cars. Going ahead with that initiative in Smart City, we have started using EVs for all our staff, all our members, as well as one initiative that we started way back was the public bike sharing initiative. So as I said, not only alternative fuels, but alternative ways of life as well. In fact, you would notice that wherever now we are developing new roads in Bhopal, at least near our ABD area and the major roads, we are trying to ensure that we have a bicycle track. Now, of course, many times we come across a situation where it is seen that the tracks are not getting utilized, and then there are discussions that why are we utilizing that section of the road reserved for the cycles, where that could have provided the additional width to the cars and the traffic would have eased. From all that I have learned and from all the experience that I have had, one thing that I have realized is that width of the road actually has nothing to do with the traffic congestion in any city. And to substantiate that point, let me tell you that you tell me any road, the widest roads, the widest highways that are there in the world, and they all experience traffic jams. Because the simple reason is, the moment you convert a 2-lane road to a 3-lane road, you are yourself incentivizing people to keep more cars, to keep more personal vehicles, and they will consume that additional lane that you have created very soon. The only way out of traffic jams ultimately are systems like bicycle systems, better public transport, so that we can shift more and more people from their private vehicles to public vehicles. Of course, the challenge that we still face, I believe, throughout the country, the challenge that we still face in Bhopal, because of which this utilization is not at its optimum, lies in the last mile connectivity. But then it's a catch-22 situation. If we today realize that no, there are not enough bicycle users, let's not create a bicycle track. By the time people get up and realize that they must start using bicycles, there would be no tracks for them to ride those bicycles on. So as I said, that when we sit in a city like Bhopal, our intent should be to come up with preemptive measures to prepare the city for the future, so that when there is supposed to be traffic congestion in Bhopal, when the air quality is supposed to go down because of population pressures, before that we should have our systems in place so that we can try and make that shift to better ways of life, to alternative fuels, for a cleaner and better air in Bhopal. So that is where it comes that even if we do not foresee enough ridership, we should think of creating the bicycle lanes on all the roads possible. We should think about methods like public bike sharing. Again, Commissioner Saab will discuss in greater detail. The next step, we are going with e-bikes in Bhopal as well, which will be launching very soon. Again, requesting people and providing them an opportunity to use electric bikes for smaller distances to cover. We would also try that these e-bikes become popular amongst the deliveries and the various such services that actually consume a lot of fuel and a lot of ridership in any of the city. So these are largely the things we are doing. But more than any of these, more than any of these things we are doing, the most important activity that I still need to discuss, I will discuss about talking about an image that I saw on one of the Facebook profiles or something. So there is this image in which a person has cut two trees. उनके सिर्फ जो ट्रंक्स हैं वो खड़े हुए हैं और उसके ऊपर एक ब्लू कलर का टीन शेड डाला हुआ है to create a parking. And the line underneath reads, "We wish there was a cheaper, more aesthetic way of providing shade than the shade itself." So that is a problem that all of us are facing. And to cater to that problem, largely we need to go ahead with plantations. In Bhopal, particularly, we are again very fortunate to have the kind of forests that we have in Bhopal. We have a very good green cover, but at the same time, it's our liability, it's our responsibility that we continually increase it as well. And in that as well, I would commend and I would applaud the efforts of our municipal commissioner who has already set aside about 70 acres patch of land only and only for plantations, wherein we provide all sorts of support, be it digging the pits, providing plants, so that any of the organizations, NGOs, anybody who wants to take up a plantation drive should come out and plant trees. And we are generally even willing to earmark that area as having been planted by that particular organization, so that there's a link between the organization and that area. They continue to take care of the plants over there. And last but not the least, I must mention that this plantation drive largely comes from the motivation that is provided to us by our Honorable Chief Minister. As you all know, he is one person who plants a tree every day, just to give everybody the message how important this activity is and how important it is for all of us to take it up in our daily lives. On that note, I would end my speech. Thank you.
My eyes were glittering when I heard about you saying that we'll be launching e-bikes. So my journalistic acumen was hyper that I can see a headline for tomorrow's paper. Bhopal collector says that Bhopal will be having e-bikes. So jokes about, but as you said that it's not only about alternative fuels but alternative ways of life. We can see that comprehensive ecosystem together. Then only we can create something which is effective, sustainable environment for future. Thank you so much, Mr. Avinash Lavania, District Collector of Bhopal, as well Chairman of Bhopal Smart City Limited. I request you want to come on stage and hand over the plant to serve. So we believe in sustainability mantra, so no speaker, lament or other lesser plan. You talk about plantation.